What is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another great episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we unbox, give our first reaction about all things Transformers, Star Wars, anime, McFarlane figures, sprinkled in with a bunch of other stuff like going to conventions, blah, 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 blah. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified of all sorts of zaniness and wonderful videos that we have. And if you've been here before, I want to thank you for being my friend. So we are going to a place that's more than meets the eye, and we're going to take a look at a Transformer. But please go ahead and, again, 750 giveaway is going on. We're almost at that 1,000, but we're going to go talk about a Transformer. And you hear my voice, I sound a little sexy tonight because I've got a stuffy nose and all that kind of stuff. The whole weather change and time change and all that kind of stuff. But let's go to my lab and talk about this TFCON exclusive that I picked up. And here it is, folks, the Marksman from Fans Hobby and Chosen Prime TFCON Orlando 2023 exclusive. When I first saw this, I knew I had to have it. I know it's a remold of their other molds of Buster. I think it's Buster or Hydra or whatever it is. But it looks amazing. The colors look great. Now, I wish I would have got the exclusive that I believe was Toronto, which was the Huntsman, which would go along with this. But, right now it's selling online for like $300. I am not going to be able to get that one. But I was able to get my hands on this one. He sold for about $150. There was only 600 of him made. But here's the box. Here's this box. Here's the back, the fighter pilot. I love that it has the little micro, whatever you want to call them, the Brain Masters or whatever they are. But very, very cool. And then you have two display stand adapters that are included, but you don't get the stands, and so you have to have your own stands to make that happen. But if you haven't collected Fans Hobby, this is my first one, but I've heard nothing but good things from them. Now, I do own other Fans Hobby. I take that back. I do own other Fans Hobby Transformers. I just haven't opened them and reviewed them yet. So I have a backlog of stuff I've got to get done, but I want to get this out there for y'all so you can take a look at it and give you my thoughts. So let's get this one out of the box. So Marksman, come on out of the box now. Out of the box and on my laboratory table, Marksman is here. And this is everything that comes in the box, and the packaging was great. It already comes in its alt mode, which I love when they come in their alt mode and you have to transform them to robot mode. So this is the way I prefer my bots to come, in their alt mode. But what you get in the box, you do get the beautiful card right here. Master Builder Marksman shows all of his little things. I love these things. These are really cool. You also get the two flight stands right here that peg in underneath, and then you can put the flight stand parts there. You get these two guns that have these missiles, and those missiles kind of fit right in like so. Boom. Yeah. There we are, and this kind of pops out like so for him to hold as a gun. So you get those. Let me put this one in too. There we are. There and there. And then you get this little guy. And this is Marksman, so this would be George. I don't know. But this is the little Power Master that you get who powers up Marksman. So if you ever watched Super God Master Force, the Transformers Super God Master Force, these guys were a really big part of that, especially since this is a tribute to like Hydra and Buster from them. And but yep, with this little guy, he does have some articulation. He's got a little arm bend. His head doesn't move, but his legs, you do have a little bit of articulation there, but not much at all. He got the bend there too as well. So, but the way he kind of transforms is you kind of put him like this, and I think this comes up like, I want to know. Oh, well, I'll figure it out later. And we'll put him in his power mode. And then, of course, you got the main event itself and the instructions. The instructions are really, really nice. Very easy. It looks like they're very easy to follow, so hopefully I won't have a hard time with them. But we will see, because you know me, Jimmy G, sometimes just is not in the place to be to make these instructions go well. And then the main event himself, Marksman. Now, this is what you would consider a masterpiece sized bot. So very, very nice, very big. I love the colors. I mean, take a look at that. These colors are just gorgeous with the blue, the green, the pink, and a little bit of purple. You have the nice detail in the cockpit, which is really, really cool. The Power Master, he actually fits right in here. This part opens up, and the Power Master will fit right in there, and you can either leave this cover on like so, or take the cover off. However you want to do it, you can, but that's where he fits. And then the bottom, you can kind of tell he's a robot that's built into a jet. You can kind of see some robot parts there, but it is what it is, right? And then these guys, I believe you can kind of put these and have them fit underneath here. And they can be extra guns, suns out, guns out right there. You can't have enough guns. But there it is from this kind of angle, just to show you, to keep it in my camera view. We'll kind of give you a little front view of that too as well. And we'll get some pretty shots here after the end of the video where you'll kind of see them all together. Overall feel so far, nice build quality. I mean, the plastic feels really good. Doesn't feel cheap at all. I don't see any like paint mistakes or anything like that. But I think it's a really, really cool build quality. I would love this part right here to stay gray with that being pink maybe, but I don't know. That's just me, because it's an engine. But overall, very, very, very nice build quality on that. From a size standpoint, so if I set it down and get some noodles here, we'll go with 1, 2, probably about, and just a nose, 2 and a nose right there. If I stretched it, it could be just 2, but about that much of that package right there too as well. From a ramen scale standpoint and ramen size, about 1 ramen packet high. So pork ramen's getting the use right there. But let's compare him with the only other robots I have in jet mode. I have a Masterpiece Starscream that's in jet mode, so I'll bring him down and we'll compare him to him. So we're going to go handheld for a moment so that way I can show you this with Starscream. But there he is, Marksman and Starscream. So he is just about as big as Masterpiece Starscream right there. So yeah, you definitely got a Masterpiece level scale bot right here. So very, very big, very nice. I can't wait to get him transformed and get him into his robot mode. But let me just throw a little core class here. Little core class Bumblebee just kind of for scale there too as well, which doesn't look too bad, right? I mean, the car could be a little bit bigger, I guess, right? Yeah. But overall, again, I'm very impressed. This my first fans hobby. It definitely is not my last, because I've got a few others. But I am very impressed with this one so far. So let us do this. Let me go ahead and we'll put Starscream back up, and let's get him into robot mode so we can compare him that way. So let's go out of the way, Starscream. Let's get out of the way here, and we'll put you right here, and so that way I can do my magic of video editing. Marksman, transform. Let's say go. Wait, no, that's Transformers Victory. Transform. But before I do that, I remember I told you I was going to show you how this guy kind of gets into his Power Master mode. So you kind of put this like so. This kind of comes up like I want to say the arms kind of, I don't know. I got to figure this out. What are you doing to me? Oh, there we go. His arm fits right in there. So it's supposed to kind of like just, you kind of get that kind of inside. Oh, I broke the leg. There we go. And then that comes up. And that's the Power Master mode. So you got this little piece right here. It's just like the engine, so to speak. And you kind of stick that right. So you got like these 2 little tabs right here. And that go in like so. And you have your Power Master, and this can kind of scoot up like so, like that, if you want to, or if you want to expose the whole thing, you can definitely make sure that this is taken off, so you can have that whole thing exposed. But that's how he does his little Power Master thing. But yeah, now let's say transform now. Marksman is here in the house, ready to mark things. that doesn't sound right. But yep, here he is. Pretty simple to transform, really. What's interesting, there's transformers that have a lot of tabbing that you have to do, and then there's ones that you don't. And this one, there's not a lot of tabbing and stuff like that, so it kind of confused me a little bit. But, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. The instructions were very easy and clear to follow. But here he is. So first, let's take a look at his little guy right here. And so there he is. I love the little like bird kind of helmet there. Like he's like a hawk ready to pounce. And so, but there's the little power-up guy. There he is. I already showed you his articulation, so you don't need to see that anymore. But he does have some articulation. He's pretty cool. But there he is from front, side, back, side, there. But yeah, you can see how big he is compared to Marksman there. And then Marksman here, let's bring in the main event here. So one of the cool things that I'd like to show you is his guns. Of course, when they're tabbed into the wings, they're like this, but when you get them out, they're like so. But if you see here, there's some grooves, and then there's I don't know if you can quite see, but you can see there's grooves right there in the hand. So this is what I love, is that there's no like trying to tab or anything like that and get that in there. It just goes in very, very easily, and you can then just kind of wrap his fingers around it like you should, and now you have his gun. You have one for each side if you want to, or just have him with one, whatever you want to do. But this is him in a nutshell. So from a height standpoint, we're going to bring in our official ramen scale. So we got 1, 2, 3. We're probably going to surpass the 6 ramen that I have. 4, 5. No, I got 7. Hey, 6 and 7. He's probably 8. Oh, there goes the ramen. He's 8 ramen scale. 8 ramen high. That's what he is. So we'll get that out of the way. This silliness needs to stop. We'll get all this ramen going. But yeah, so he is, again, like masterpiece level height and what you would consider. But the build, the plastic, feels really good. There's no die cast on him or anything like that, but I do love this look. Like I said, I have the original mold of this, of it's either Hydra or Buster. I don't remember. I think it's Hydra. If you were looking from the Transformers Super God Master Force, but his name is something else in Fans Hobby. But let's go over some articulation. So let me lift my camera just a bit so we can kind of get some height in here. There we go. And so first things first, we'll come in and take a look at that face. I've grown accustomed to that face. Yeah, look at that. I love the green eyes, the pink, and the black and the gold. Looks really, really cool. But articulation-wise, the arm, you do have this kind of like butterfly joint here, and then it can go around, but the wings kind of get in the way right here. So you can 360 it if you want to, but the wings do kind of get in the way. I don't think it has outward here, so you can't really go out with it, but you do have the bicep swivel, this tilt right here, and then the hands swivel too as well, if you can kind of see that. And then the fingers, they fing. Every finger fings individually, so that's what's great. I love finging fingers because you can do naughty things with those fingers. Naughty signs if you want to, or regular signs, but you have finging fingers, and they're on, I want to say, they're just 2 joints. I think it's it's just a 1, 2 right there. So you have those on those joints there, and his thumb too as well. And then the head, it's on a ball, and so you can go up, down, side to side, however you want to. And then let's move these arms up out of the way, and so that way we can take a look at the legs. The legs are ratcheted, so that's really nice. Almost a Jean-Claude Van Damme out of it. You almost got that. They do have a twist to them too as well, and then they do have a 90-degree bend, and then the ankle does have all sorts of tiltability, so you do have all sorts of pose ability, and I love that these skirts come up if you want them to. Now he's like standing crooked. There. There. Now you're not standing crooked. You're now standing the way I need you to stand. So let's get this other gun in this hand so he can be a double shooting marksman. I think for if his name is Marksman, he should really have like a big old sniper rifle, right? You know, like a big old rifle with a scope. That would be kind of cool. So hey, Fans Hobby, release a sniper rifle for Marksman here. That would be awesome. But there he is, double fisting those guns. Ready, sun's out, guns out, ready to make things happen. So let's get some bots and let's compare him in size to some other people. And we got a menagerie of Transformers to show you here in comparison with Marksman. And so since Marksman is a, like I said, a deco of Buster from Super God Master Force, I brought in Metal Hawk right here, so that way you can kind of see him because he's a pretender in Super God Master Force. There's, of course, his little guy right there for Marksman. And then we got Masterpiece, Magic Squares, Optimus Prime. We have Nova Prime over here, we have Magic Square Swindle, and then we have the core class Transformers Legacy Optimus Prime here. So you can definitely see how he scales, definitely scales with the Masterpiece class figures. And so that's who you'd want to play with him with. But I love it. I mean, I'm going to probably display him in robot mode. I may display him in plane mode when I get some of the stands or something like that. But, oh yeah, here's, let me just throw this guy, this lady in here. You remember her. We did a review on her. There she is, Slipswarm, flying in the background. So there we have them. This is awesome. I think it is coolio. So let's get back together and just talk through some of my final thoughts around Marksman by Fans Hobby. For my final thoughts on on Marksman, Fans Hobby, let's bring it back in. There we are, sun's out, guns out, Marksman. You are amazing looking. I think you are very, very cool. So let's bring that face in again. I don't know if I did a kind of a close-up of the body and stuff. That's probably something I forgot to do. But there's that face. There it is. There's kind of, we can kind of see it just all around. Very, very coolness. Very coolness. It is so cool. I can't say anything else but cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool. Cool beans. Cool, cool beans. Beans. Cool beans. Yes. And then you have, of course, his little Power Master right here. Let's see if I can get him focused in. Focus in on Power Master. There we are. The Power Master right there and Marksman. So overall feelings and thoughts, this is put together a lot better than the Slipswarm by Make Toys. That was the TF Source TFCON exclusive, which I'll put a link to that video if you haven't seen that. But Fans Hobby, you've got a fan in me. I mean, I've got a lot of your products. I just haven't opened them yet because I'm a big fan of the Japanese Transformers, so I got a lot from the Super God Master Force, and I also have several others, and I know Fans Hobby has like the Transformers Armada, which I'd like to get a hold of, but I got a lot from the Super God Master Force, that Double Evil, or it's called Overlord in Fans Hobby, and then of course Minerva or Athena as well. So, but yeah, Marksman, you have my love and my appreciation. On a scale of good, bad, awesome, I would say you are awesome. I really, really enjoy this bot. My only complaints are there's a few little imperfections here and there on certain things. So for example, like if you can look back here, these wings don't quite line up. You can kind of see that. Notice the missiles just don't line up. And then when you watch my little spinning video and things like that, the landing gear, it's a little bit crooked. So that might just be me, but it's a little crooked on that. But those are just minor quibbles about this. But overall pros, very cool looking, very hefty, feels very nice in the hand. The cons, there's just some minor QC issues, but I think this is an awesome figure. I love the color, I love the deco. I wish I could get a hold of Huntsman, because that would be kind of cool to kind of complete that look of this color, because Huntsman's the same color of Marksman. So maybe if I find him cheap, you never know, I might be able to pick him up, but right now he's, like I said, running about $300. But this I don't know if this is still available on Chosen Prime's website, because this was a Chosen Prime TFCON exclusive. It may be sold out, but like I said, he was a 150 at the convention, and I would gladly pay that for this. It's a great bot. It's a great bot. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. So with that, that's my final thoughts on Mr. Marksman, or is it Mrs. Marksman? I don't know. It's Mark. Just call him Mark. My final thoughts on him, I think he's cool. So in the meantime, tune in next time when we do review something else good, bad, or awesome. Not a lot of bad, but usually awesome. I think I'm going to go in the world of anime, maybe Chainsaw Man. We'll get into that. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.